and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on stage 20 of the Robocop build from Fanhome. Go ahead and get the book open, and we'll get the parts out. And the first thing I want to point out before I work on the parts is, here's the bubble pack, here's the part. This actually is the second time that I've received parts like this for this build, and I think it was in the last shipment. I'm really not pleased with the way that they're taking care of the parts when they ship them. I mean, it should not be out like that. Hopefully there's no scuffs to the paint. It should have been left, it should have been in the bubble pack. And it's not the factory that's doing it. I think it's just that the third-party logistics, you see, bubble pack is completely empty. The third-party logistics is not really that good a company, whichever one they're using. And let's take a look. I don't see any obvious paint flaws or scratches because it was banging around in there like that with just a thin piece of, basically bit of saran wrap to protect it. So we've got AM, EM, and EP screws. We have the outer calf, which is this piece. We have the upper knee outer, this piece here. So let's go ahead and start building. The first thing I got to do is, like I said in the last video, shove this part down where I don't think it's reasonable. I mean, to me, it's putting stress on there that should not be happening. Then we're going to take this and the lugs from the last video, these two right here, I'm going to line up with these sockets. Come on, focus. There we go. Sockets there. And hopefully we're able to get this in here without stretching it all to pieces. And then we're going to put the EP screw, one here, one here. Let me go ahead and get those out. Those of you that have watched me for a while probably, well, you may notice that I'm not putting the screws into a container. I've realized that they're always providing an extra screw. So what I'm doing is I'm just keeping these little baggies and tossing them in my storage bin. If I need one, I'll go find it. But I did some cleanup yesterday, and I had tons of screws from prior builds that I don't need, that just take up space in storage containers, and eventually, like yesterday, I throw them away. Okay, so you can see that is now down. Push this back up where it's going to belong, and then we're taking the final assembly from stage 13, which is the foot. This is the left foot. And then we're going to slide this in. I believe right here. I'm looking. There's pins and holes for what I believe will be screws. And then this flange is going to go inside of this piece here. I'm just looking. And I'm trying to put it in backwards. That's why it's not going. So it goes on there like that. And then we need 2 EM screws. There are 5 in the package, so we're going to need 2 more somewhere in this build or in this stage. Bring over the oil, pump it up. Try not to get any oil onto the rubber, because rubber is petroleum based. Sometimes I lose my words. Get that started in there. And then I think the next one goes into the bottom. It looks like it goes into the bottom side. So we'll put it down here and hopefully it'll catch. And we'll tighten this down. And this one down all the way. And it looks like that. And the toe still flexes. And will he stand up on his own? He does. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece that we made in stage 17, and it is going to go into the calf that we received today. I believe that's where it goes. Yeah. Let me set this over here out of the way. There's a little half moon spot right here. That is where this is going to go. It's going to go on here like this. There are 2 posts with holes for screws, lugs to go on there. Those are going to be held in place by 2 AM screws. This one lined up and get it on here. Come on, get in there. Tighten it down. Again, I say this quite often. Tighten it to where it's snug, but don't tighten it to where you're going to snap this plastic piece. And actually this stays in place here. That's an odd angle. I hope that's right because it does not twist at all. So we're going to take this part, we just put the pieces together on. Need to make sure we get the bottom of this cylinder in place in the ankle. Probably would be a better idea to not have that in there right now. So I can line up these 2 pins, this hole here and this hole here. We'll deal with getting this in place in a second. It's a little bit snug. Something is blocking it. Let's see if I can pull this back off. And now we're at the point where it doesn't want to go on or off. Okay, that bottom together a little bit more. Get this in place. There we go. Good solid snap. So either it's in place or something broke. Hopefully it's in place. I'm trying to get this lined up so that it will be in place. That looks like an uncomfortable angle to stand. Man, that's twisted. That does not, I mean, that's where it wants to be naturally. With this being plastic, move it around too much, you're going to break it. This should have been metal, probably should have been able to turn, but it is what it is. So now we're going to take the leg and turn it over. And we're going to put an EM screw in here and in here, going into metal, so we will dip them in oil. There's one. There's a second one. And we're going to drop this screw in here. Get that one started. With as tight as that snapped, very unlikely that I really need to put screws in here. Wait a minute. I do want to dip it in oil though. I forgot to dip this one in the oil. I just got it onto the end of the screwdriver and shoved it in the hole. Not sure why the tablet's over there doing that. Somebody, I think it's just got an email. The tablet is the one I'm using for translating things on the Disney dollhouse. Okay, both of those are in. Blemishes on the paint right there. I believe this was the part that was also not bubble wrapped. So we're going to push this piece in. I'm telling you, this is going to snap. Push that piece in there. And then we're going to take the last two AM screws, other than the spares. We're going to take those. We're going to set them up there, or set the spares aside. That's cute. Hopefully those screws work because they're stuck together. I'm guessing that's just that the paint caught on each other when it was after it was the screws were painted. Line up this hole here. Get this one started. And do the same thing on this side. That one actually lined up a lot better. And we're going to tighten it all the way down on both sides. And there we have the left leg, the knee, and the calf. And the tendon that I don't think is going to survive. Let me see. Kind of works. But that, my friends, is all there is to do in this stage. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming by and watching me build a model and complain a lot. Sorry. I get tired of seeing what are defective parts, I guess you'd call them. So with that, I'm going to call this a video. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video.